Hi there, Dr. Dave here, and it's time to rise and whine. One of my favorite stories is in James Kirkwood's book, There Must Be a Pony. And it's about a father of twin sons, age 8. One of these sons is an incurable optimist, and the other is an incurable pessimist. And the father decides to try an experiment because he's a little alarmed about this difference. And on Christmas Eve, he fills the pessimist's room with piles and piles of toys, everything a boy that age could want. And in the optimist's room, he puts a big pile of horse manure. And Christmas morning, he goes to check in and see how they're reacting to these different situations. And he peeks in on the pessimist, and he's sitting there looking at all the toys, but he hasn't opened anything. And there's games and there's sporting equipment there. He hasn't touched or opened a single thing. And he's just eyeing it all suspiciously as if he's wondering what the catch is. And the father sighs and goes to the optimist's room, and that son is standing waist deep in this horse manure, and he's shoveling it up in the air over his shoulder, and he's laughing. And his father says, sort of puzzled by this, and he says to his son, "Son, what are you doing?" And his son says, "Well, gee, Dad, with all this horse manure, there must be a pony." And I think more than any psychology article or textbook that I've ever read on optimism, the story captures something wonderful about the optimistic mindset. Part of that is that the optimist believes that their taking some action will have a beneficial outcome. But I think the other aspect of this that's interesting is there's quite a bit of evidence that even having an optimistic mindset can buffer you against the kinds of things like hopelessness or despair that can happen when you're facing negative circumstances. I don't know if at the bottom of every pile of horse manure there's going to be a pony, but until you grab a shovel and start shoveling yourself, you'll never know. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I thank you for spending a minute of it with me.